What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we are here for a Smackdown live review for May 8th, 2018. We just got done watching Smackdown with a pretty good main event, some pretty good matches tonight overall. It wasn't like Raw last night where the majority of the show sucked, but tonight was pretty good. We had Charlotte Flair versus Peyton Royce. We had Daniel Bryan versus Rusev, and Jeff Hardy versus The Miz. All three were Money in the Bank qualifying matches. We also had tonight announced a qualifying match for next week with the New Day and the Bar going one-on-one in a tag team match. One of the members of the winning team will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Andrade Cien Almas's debut has been confirmed for next week in London. Remember, both episodes of SmackDown and Raw will be on tape delay for the United States, well, for everybody really, and they will be taking place in London, so they're going to be pretty much easy to know what happens beforehand. We also heard from both AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. AJ Styles, of course, repping a nice little red mark on his face from the chair shot that was definitely unintentional. Anybody was like, oh, well, he bladed himself. No, you fucking idiots, that was real. Paige also gave us of course, as everyone else knows, SmackDown and Raw open the same way every week. We have the general manager or commissioner come out, give us a little state of the WWE address. Paige was actually short and sweet to the point tonight, which was always a breath of fresh air. She also had pretty much absolution that they said was dead last week, and it is for sure. And Mandy Rose had a match against Becky Lynch too, which was made from last week. And she came out to her own music, her own entrance and everything. It was like, finally, they got rid of that shit. But overall, SmackDown was pretty good tonight. The backstage segment with the Bar was a little but it was a good show overall. It wasn't cringe-inducing as much as Raw was last night. We didn't have no hair of a Bobby Lashley promo like we did last night. That was just awful. Just so goddamn awful. The show started off again, of course, with Paige. She came out, welcome to SmackDown Live, because we have to be welcome to the show every single week, because that's original. Paige, I don't know. I feel bad for Paige having to go out there. She comes out there and is like, Backlash was a surrounding success. And I'm thinking, did you drink a little bit too much? I mean, you're not an active wrestler anymore. As soon as your appearance, which was on the pre-show, was over with, did you sit back, pop a cold ones with your buddies in the back, and just drink a little too much and watch that shit of a pay-per-view that we had last weekend, this past Sunday? That show was awful. And the fact that she was scripted to say that Backlash was a success just shows to you the inept stupidity in the back for WWE. She comes out, says, then we saw Daniel Bryan's first win. We saw a surprise win by Carmella. Then she talks about the new title, the WWE title match from Backlash, pretty much saying she didn't anticipate a count out. Again, can somebody please tell me how a double count out ends a pay-per-view match? No disqualification match like that. Can someone please brief me on that? Because that still baffles me. So basically, she also said, and I believe if I heard this right, that the winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match does not get to just show up on either show and decide what title they want to cash in on. Say The Miz or Jeff Hardy from tonight wins the Money in the Bank. Then they can only go for the WWE Championship, or say Braun Strowman and Finn Balor win the Money in the Bank. They can only go for the Universal title. So that kind of kills the whole point of Money in the Bank, and it takes away the unpredictability. Because you could have like a Braun Strowman win the Money in the Bank and go to SmackDown and take over the SmackDown brand by winning the WWE Championship, or having Wrestler A from the SmackDown brand going over the Raw and cashing in on Brock Lesnar and winning the Universal Championship. No, they're not going to do that. Kind of takes away from the matches, and what's the point of having a co-branded match, a SmackDown versus Raw ladder match for both the men and the women, if the Money in the Bank is tied to whichever brand that superstar is on? Kind of defeats the purpose, in my opinion. She was like, we had 3 qualifying matches, and we're going to start right now. We had Jeff Hardy versus The Miz in a Money in the Bank qualifier, and let me just say, this was a good match. I could see this being a pay-per-view opener as well, just saying. These two put on a great match. Miz, after shedding the Miztourage, after WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, Backlash, and tonight, has looked 10 times better as a heel on his own than he ever did with the Miz Taraj. Plain and simple. He looked great. He faced Jeff Hardy, of course, and Jeff Hardy can make anybody look good, but this match was pretty good. They lock up at the beginning of this match in a shoulder block to the Miz, then they lock up again, back and forth between these two. Shoulder block by Hardy, then dive onto the Miz for a 2 count. Hardy hits a poetry in motion off the steel steps, which has become part of his repertoire now when they go outside. He sends Miz back inside, looks to Swanton, but Miz quickly backs up and backs away. He's like, I'm getting out of here. No, I don't want none of this. I want none of this. Getting out of dodge. Back from break and an arm drags by Hardy. Miz gets his own arm drag on Hardy, who reversed it into a rest hold for a moment. Miz fights out, who telegraphs a shot, a leap, telegraphs a move, and Hardy kicks him in the jaw. Hits a jawbreaker, but the Miz with a kick to the face. Chinlock rest hold on Hardy. Hardy fights out. Miz with the neckbreaker combo. What is with all the rest holds? It seems to be rest hold city now. Rest holds on Tuesday, on Sunday, and then we had a lot of rest holds tonight too. Miz goes for the finale, the Skull Crush finale, but Hardy fights it off. Miz misses a drop kick through the ropes. He ends up propping Hardy on the barricade. He sees this for some reason, Miz sees this little kid sitting at the corner portion of the barricade, and he just starts taunting him, like raising his fist, like he's gonna go knock Hardy's bell off. But he ducks twice, and he ends up headbutting the Miz and runs off the barricade and splashes onto the Miz. Back in the ring, Hardy and the Miz trade some shots. Double leg drop kick combination by Hardy for a 2 count. Hardy goes for the twist of fate. Miz blocks that, and he tries for a backslide. Both men are fighting to get a backslide, but Hardy hits the twist of fate stunner. Hardy goes for the swanton, but Miz rolls out to the apron and kicks Hardy. Then drops him with a net breaker on the apron and drags Hardy to the outside as we go to break. Miz, of course, wanted to get the count-out victory because any victory takes you to Money in the Bank. Back from break, and Hardy with a jawbreaker to the Miz, rocking the Miz. Miz and Hardy on their knees, trading shots as they get to their feet. Russian leg sweep, then a split-legged pinion combo by Hardy for a 2 count. Miz with a shot to the gut while the ref was on Hardy. Sleeper. Hold. Hardy gets out of that and hits the Whisper in the Wind for a 2 counts. Twist of Fate blocked again, but Miz sent to the apron, then dropped on the apron, and a drop kick sending him to the outside. Hardy then leaps over the top rope onto the Miz. He throws Miz back into the ring, goes back up, but Miz crotches Hardy on the top rope. Miz goes for a superplex, but Hardy fights him off and hits a sunset flip powerbomb. Beautiful looking spot. That was just, it's like when you see it in like real time, it looks like how can you not get a concussion from a sunset flip powerbomb? But when you look at it in slow motion, you can see how like the head actually hits. It just looks beautiful from these two. This was a really great match. This is awesome chant from the crowd. Hardiac arrest, as they call it now. Missed, and then Miz twist of fate turned into a finale, turned into a roll up for a 2 count. Hardy hits the Hardiac arrest this time. Then he hits the twist of fate. Finally, he hits the swanton bomb. Looks like he's going to win. He hits the swanton. He does flop up a little bit, unlike on Sunday when he just landed straight on Randy Orton. He rolls up. He got Miz's legs up. Miz's leg ready, propped up. Looks like he's going to win the match. 1, 2. All of a sudden, Miz pops up, pulls him over, and 1, 2, 3. Miz rolls Hardy up for the 3 count, and he is going to Money in the Bank. Beautiful, beautiful match for these two. I give it a 4.5 star. If that was the star matches, that was a good match to open the show. And again, Jeff Hardy looked good in defeat. Miz looked good on his own. Again, the Miz does not need anybody to help him anymore. He looks so much better as a heel, especially when he wins clean. I mean, yes, a heel is going to cheat every once in a while, holding the tights, a low blow when the referee's not looking, feet on the rope, but he doesn't need anybody in his corner. In the back, Sheamus is just sitting there eating something. And Cesaro comes in and is like, what are you doing? Eating Lucky Charms because they make me feel better because of what happened last week. I'm like, so seriously, the bar is down to Sheamus eating Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms! because it makes him feel better because he lost to Xavier Woods. Cesaro said if it was him, he wouldn't have lost. Then Sheamus says Cesaro should face Woods. They open their bags. First Cesaro opens his bag. He's like, you know what? Okay, sure, I'll fight him. Opens his bag to get ready, and it's filled with pancakes. Sheamus is laughing his ass off until he opens his bag, and they're both filled with pancakes. Can we end New Day and get rid of this fucking pancake shit? Because I'm done and over with these pancakes. I'm a guy who would like a pancake every once in a while, but this is getting me off of pancakes for like ever. I can't even stand to look at pancakes anymore because of the New Day. Way to go, New Day! You're just turning people off from eating something for breakfast. Way to go. We get another Sandy promo. We still have no idea when they're coming, so can't wait for them to come make it to Smackdown. In the back, Renee Young with Shinsuke Nakamura. They do have this audio clip, which I will play. She pretty much asks him about the match, and of course he's like, no speaking English, and yeah, it's a good one.
Shinsuke, you've not been cleared for competition tonight following your grueling no disqualification match at Backlash. Is this issue between you and AJ Styles over?
No. Speak English.
So good.
Shinsuke, we know that you speak English. We've heard you speak English before.
Oh, yes. I am English. But I've forgotten it.
Shinsuke's such a dick.
Speak English.
You got to wink to Renee Young.
Well, before you forget how to speak English again, is there anything that you would like to say to AJ Styles?
AJ Styles. Nuts.
Get
So
nuts.
am I.
So am I.
We are not finished.
And that's all he had to say. But Shinsuke Nakamura is a heel. He is a dick. A bona fide dick. And I love it. This is just great. That was great. That's just great. The fact that Shinsuke Nakamura is just this dick. He's like, you know what? I can speak English, but fuck you. I can't speak English. It's great. Charlotte Flair versus Peyton Royce. Women's Money in the Bank qualifiers. Charlotte dominates Royce from the beginning. Royce fights back, but Charlotte catches a kick and chops Royce, then hits her with an exploder suplex, and Royce tosses Royce to the outside as they go to break. Back from break, Peyton Royce ends up in control. Usually they like to show when this happens what happens between a commercial break, but they didn't at this time, so it's like, oh, well, she got in charge. She got in control somehow. I guess Kay got knocked balls. Charlotte with a jaw breaker, then a backdrop blocked by Royce, who shoves Charlotte into the middle turnbuckle for a 2. Then she goes crazy on Charlotte, beating her down a little bit. Then sets her up in the corner, then uses her long legs to deal punishment to Charlotte. Then she's in the ropes first, and then first she does it on top of the turnbuckle, then she gets her in the rope and just like stretches her, does like a octopus stretch or something on the ropes. Royce with a rest hold on Charlotte. Again, what is with the rest holds? Charlotte tries to fight back, but Royce tosses her in the ropes. Then a kick to Royce and a hair pull down on the mat, and Charlotte and Royce up. Charlotte with some shots, and Royce with a knee to Charlotte. Chops to Royce, taking her down, then a strut, and another chop to Royce. Those chops just, ugh. I don't care who you are, just getting a knife-edge chop from anybody straight on the chest hurts. Boot to Royce, who ducked it. Kick to Charlotte, ducked. Charlotte pulls her over for a pin for a 2 count. Charlotte goes for the figure 8, but Billie Kay pulls her out. And Charlotte with a leap over the top rope, but she hits Billie Kay. Then Peyton Royce with a swinging neck breaker back in for a 2 count. Ref gets distracted with Billie Kay and with Peyton Royce. Billie Kay with a hair pull on Charlotte. Peyton Royce hits a spin kick for a 2 count. She is pissed as fuck. She's like, that was 3. Well, Billie Kay was like, that was 3. Royce knee ends up rolled up by Charlotte. Royce misses a spin kick and hits the turnbuckle. Boot by Charlotte. Charlotte goes for the moonsault. Will she get rid of that damn thing? Charlotte Flair, I don't care if you want to do a moonsault or not. And I think it's one of these document things that they've done with her. She's like, I wanted to add a moonsault in NXT. They wouldn't allow me, so I brought it up to me to the main roster. Get rid of it. Your moonsault is god fucking awful, Charlotte. Do something else. The moonsault you did, like most of the time when you do a moonsault, you add that little corkscrew into it. You miss your opponent 95% of the time. You graze him with your elbow. That's not hitting a moonsault. A moonsault, especially if it's a standing moonsault, you should be landing chest on them. But no, you land back, you land with your back, and you end up grazing your elbow with them. In this case, Peyton Royce had her fucking knees up before Charlotte even came off the rope, and it looked horrible. She gets her knees up for the 2 count by Royce. Royce hits her with Royce foot, she hit her with a knee in the chest again, and then hits another 2 count. Royce back up, she picks up Charlotte. Charlotte hits a spear and a suplex attempt for a 2 count. Off a suplex attempt. Figure 8 forward rolled out for a 2. Charlotte rolls up Royce for a 2, then straight into the figure 8 for a tap out, and Charlotte is moving on to Money in the Bank. So Money in the Bank for the women are Charlotte Flair and Ember Moon with 6 spots still to go, and at this time it's The Miz, Braun Strowman, and Finn Balor for the men. In the back, Daniel Bryan is asked about his match against Rusev. Do they have the clip? I do not think so. No, that's not what I want. Let me see here. Nope, they do not have the clip. That's disappointing. Anyway, Daniel Bryan says, yeah, Cass May had attacked me from behind, and but pretty much says, I'm past Big Cass and I'm going to win Money in the Bank. Where, of course, last time I won Money in the Bank, I cashed it in this very building against the Big Show. I won it right here in Baltimore, and I will win tonight to move on. Cesaro versus Xavier Wood, another good match. Cesaro wrestles Woods to the mat, and we get a "We Want Pancakes" chant from the crowd. Are you fucking serious? End this pancake shit. I don't watch wrestling to see three grown fucking men acting like children, throwing pancakes around, assaulting children by throwing pancakes on top of them. Like, Biggie runs up to a kid, and he's, like, tossing these pancakes. The kid's trying to get away from him, and he's fucking just sitting there tossing pancakes. It's fucking pathetic, it's childish, and it has to fucking go. I am sick and tired of the goddamn pancakes. They lock up off the ropes, and Cesaro with a shoulder block to Woods, has it to take down by Woods. Nice little move. Woods with some shots. Cesaro tosses Woods to the referee, then nails him in the back with a clothesline. Looks like he stiffed him for a minute. Then he lifts Woods up and just tosses him like with a gut-wrench suplex as they go to break. Back from break, and Cesaro with an abdominal stretch on Woods, but he fights out of that, and they trade some blows. Kicks to Cesaro's gut, then a knee to Cesaro's head. Woods bent sent to the outside, but he hits a step-up enziguri, then a springboard kick to Cesaro for a 2 count. Cesaro rolls out to the apron and hangs Woods up on the rope. They look to have a botched sequence. Then they did the same spot like twice because it looked like they were supposed to do this roll-through slam that Xavier Woods does, but they messed up, so he threw him into the ropes to try and cover for it, so they ended up doing the spot anyway. Shining Wizard by Woods, who has a beautiful-looking Shining Wizards. I think Nixon Newell, who's making her time in NXT right now, probably has a better Shining Wizards, but Xavier Woods has a really good Shining Wizard, who goes up top for the elbow, but Biggie with the pancake, but Sheamus gets on the aprons, trying to distract. Biggie starts tossing pancakes like a fucking child. Sheamus eventually gets down, goes after Biggie. Biggie moves out of the way. Kofi Kingston splashes him. All the while, Xavier Woods is still on the top rope. He goes for his tightrope elbow. He does the leap and eats a uppercut from Cesaro, and Cesaro pins him for the win. And your winner is Cesaro. Renee Young with AJ Styles next. With a nice little red gash on his face. It was not pretty. Asking him about his match.
At Backlash, Shinsuke Nakamura, you were also not cleared for competition tonight. And the abuse that you both endured this past Sunday was uncomfortable, to say the least. I spoke to Shinsuke earlier, and he says that he's still not done with you. Are you at all concerned that...
Hold on, Renee. I see where you're going. And I agree with you. Yes, I stooped to Shinsuke's level. It went beyond the realms of good taste. And I don't want to fight like that. But I will if I have to, especially when this is on the line. And how convenient. Shinsuke speaks English again and says he's not done with me, then I guess we are not done. I don't care when, why, or where. If Shinsuke has the guts to step back in the ring with me, I will finish him. He may be the king of low blows, but this This is the house that AJ Styles built.
How good does AJ Styles sound as the champion? Actually, like saying, I don't want to stoop to Nakamura's level, but I will if it means I have to defend my WWE Championship. That's what a champion should do. Say, I will go through every fucking thing that I have to defend this title. Wow, if we could have the women's championships and all the other fucking titles on this fucking show, on these shows, carried like AJ Styles carries the WWE Championship, WWE would be in just a little better place. Not all the way, but just a little better place. Mandy Rose versus Becky Lynch. No Absolution shirts. Absolution is 100% dead. Thank you fucking gosh. Thank you, Gusting Gods. We don't have Absolution anymore. Mandy Rose has her own music now, which sounded like a remix version of Lana's music. Of course, Sonya Deville was barred from ringside. So it was Mandy Rose, and she has her own. She has like a Goldust-esque entrance. She walks slowly. She has like that sexy walk to her. She gets to the ring, gets to the side, the apron, poses for a minute, and the camera gets this glittery, glossy filter over top of it, showing her off as being all gold. She wins a quick match over Becky Lynch after dropping her on the throat with the ropes and rolling her up for the 3 count. Becky Lynch, the first ever SmackDown Live Women's Champion, is jobber fodder to the likes of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Let that one sink into you. SmackDown was good, but this right here just irritates me. Becky Lynch deserves better than this. She has worked her ass off. She is the first ever SmackDown Live Women's Champion 2 years ago. And now she's losing in like less than 2 minutes to Mandy Rose. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. New Day versus The Bar was announced for next week. One member goes to the Money in the Bank ladder match. A Royal Celebration. Give me a fucking break. This is just going to be bad as her Celebration the first time. Who the fuck cares? Get that title off of her. After Charlotte won tonight, I don't know who's going to take the title off of her. And she's probably going to hold it till SummerSlam, which is fucking pathetic. Almas also makes his debut next week on SmackDown, so it's going to be a very eventful SmackDown for Andrade Cien Almas. Daniel Bryan versus Rusev, Money in the Bank qualifier. This one's probably going to split the WWE Universe and the IWC. They go with a test of strength for a second, but with the joint manipulation by Bryan from the beginning. Bryan with a takedown and looks for a submission, but Rusev's like, no, you're not gonna get the surfboard stretch on me. So Bryan just takes his feet and drops Rusev's knees to the mat. Arm manipulation more to Rusev by Daniel Bryan, but Rusev with a scoop slam to Bryan. Suicide dive caught by Rusev. It was like, oh no, don't do it, Bryan. Don't do the suicide dive. But he gets caught immediately and just slammed and tossed onto the ring on the announce table as we go to break. Rusev with a kick to Bryan's head, and he's just kicking Bryan while he's down, trying to play up a heel as he can. Step up backflip by Bryan out of the corner, and a clothesline to Rusev, and Bryan is hyping himself up. Drop kicks to the corner. It looks like he missed the corner, like the ropes. As you notice, Bryan, when he does the drop kicks now, he misses it. He pretty much lands on the rope, so he comes down, so he doesn't come down on his head like he used to. He's actually like landing on the ropes, which is good, but it looks like he missed the last time. He sets Rusev up for Rusev Hurricane Rana by Bryan out of the corner. Bryan with the yes kicks. Rusev ducks the last one, goes for the accolade, but Bryan rolls out and he eats a Rusev Day kick. And they're not calling it the Macho kick anymore, at least Tom Phillips not. It's the Rusev Day kick. The Rusev Day kick, because why does WWE have to change anything? Macho kick was fine, but if you want to call it the Rusev Day kick, whatever. Rusev then, of course, tries to go for the accolade again, but his wrist has been worked on all match. Can't really seem to get it done. He tries one more time, but Bryan goes for the yes lock, but Rusev is too close to the ropes, and Bryan has to break. Kick to Rusev by Bryan, but a kick to the gut of by Rusev. Bryan lands on his feet from a back suplex. Bryan sets up for the running knee, but Aiden pulls Rusev out of the match. Bryan drop kicks both men, and then a running knee to Rusev on the outside. Drop kick off the top rope, kick up by Bryan, who looks for the running knee. Caught then a knee to the chest by Rusev with the Rusev Day kick, and Rusev is your winner. Rusev beat Bryan clean on SmackDown. Yes, Aiden English did get a little bit involved with this match, but all he really did was pull Rusev out of the ring, and that was it. So, honestly, I see this. This is big for Rusev. He actually beat Daniel Bryan in Daniel Bryan's pretty much second singles match on SmackDown since he came back. So, good on Daniel Bryan for putting over Rusev and giving Rusev that push. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Rusev beat Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's going to be nothing. He's going to be a jobber to everybody else now. No. Daniel Bryan did not need the money. Did not need to be in the Money in the Bank. If they would have put Daniel Bryan in the Money in the Bank match, a lot of people would have. It would have been anybody but Daniel Bryan winning that match probably would have been booed. They did not put Daniel Bryan in that Money in the Bank so that whoever they plan to actually win the Money in the Bank, which will probably be Roman Reigns, can actually not be completely heavily booed. Even though if it is Roman Reigns, he will definitely get his ass booed. So I'm okay with it. Daniel Bryan did not need to be in the Money in the Bank. The only part about it that kind of disappoints me is that we can't get like we did last year with Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, which they fucked that all up. It's definitely okay for Daniel Bryan to lose here. Rusev could have used the push a little bit more. It's not that big of a deal. We will see what happens in the coming weeks. As they were going off the air, they did push back. They did put the camera back on Daniel Bryan, who looks so distraught. He looks distraught as can be that he could not make it to Money in the Bank for the match. So Daniel Bryan loses to Rusev, and Rusev moves on to the Money in the Bank, which I am fine with. Not a big deal. We will have to see what happens next week. We do have Andreas Giannis making his debut for Smackdown Live. I wonder how long before he starts making racist jokes, or they start making racist jokes to him and ruining his character like they've done with everybody else. Of course, we also have a Money in the Bank tag team match for qualifier where the winning team will have one member make it to Money in the Bank. I say it's either the Bar wins and one of those two go in, or New Day wins and Xavier Woods gets put in. Just saying. And of course, we have SmackDown Live. We have NXT tomorrow. We have Unscripted on Saturday, which with news that I just read today about WWE's plan for Roman Reigns. Oh, you are not going to want to miss this one, because I've got some words for WWE and the stupidity that they keep on trying to get away with. But my name is Franz. Follow me on Twitter at @TheFranz. Follow me on twitch.tv/TheFranz08. I am on there every single day. And of course, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, and let me know. And hit that like button as well. Let me know what you guys thought of this SmackDown Live. It was better than it has been, in my opinion. This was actually, because there were 3 Money in the Bank ladder matches, and all 3 of them were decent to good. Can't complain much. I mean, what else can you say? And of course, Cesaro versus Xavier Woods was a really good match. Till then, I'm getting out of here. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you later.